So I woke up today from a kind of intense dream in which I was living in a big bedroom and some woman was moving in. Her boyfriend helped her move in, and then afterwards she had this like heat ray gun in her hand and she was kind of moving it and then ended up pointing it right at me. I said, "No, you're not going to be pointing that thing at me." And then she demonstrated afterwards by firing at the wall that it could blast this huge thing of heat. And I said, "No, that's not going to be happening." And then she ended up grabbing some scissors and was going to stab me, and we scuffled. And then I said, I know you just moved in here and it's a hassle to move, but you got to leave and I'll help you guys move." Her boyfriend was very passive, sitting there on the floor with tarot cards, and then I just said, "This isn't going to happen." And I woke up from that. It was one of those dreams that took a little while to kind of discharge the energy, by thinking about it and moving through it, because it was kind of an intense thing emotionally. And I thought, why am I having that dream? And the first thing that came to my head was that I have noticed that there is a sector of the spiritual world that is focused upon a kind of world peace kind of scenario. And I've thought about where that comes from, and the idea that occurs to me lately is the idea of a kind of pre-life memory of oneness, in which, in spirit form, we're all interconnected. And as we get interested in spirituality, we naturally have this longing for the return to that kind of unity, and can project that onto the world, say, "Oh, it'll happen in 2012 or some other point in time," and because of hoping that it will happen. And it may happen eventually, but my sense of things is that people got to work out a lot of individual karma. And a couple other reasons that I think that it may take a while is that as long as there are religions that have a superior attitude in which others are condemned, that is a setup for conflict. And also, as long as people have children before they've reached their own kind of emotional, psychological, and financial stability, then that tends to create a lot of stress for children, and they tend to grow up to have issues that need to be worked out as well. So there's things that need to be put in place that it may take many, many generations before we have a kind of unified world. And the important thing, I feel, is although it's not useful to give up on the vision, it is useful to let go of the idea that we will only feel at peace when we've reached that point in time. We can feel personal, individual peace even if there is chaos in the world, even if there are tragic news events, which there, tend to be on a regular basis. We can still find personal peace by accepting that we have to deal with our own emotional issues and our relationships and our own traumas and issues from our childhood and so forth, and that our ego can always be focused on other kind of events in the world, the things going on around us, and think that we have to get everything in order in the whole world and then things will be fine. That's just a setup for disappointment. So anyhow, those are my reflections. Thanks for listening.